Hello, everyone. Hi, Tyler.
Good evening, Stellar Questers.
Yes, or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world.
Indeed, indeed.
How are you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, last minute bug fixing.
We are, yes, indeed. Last minute bug fixing, trying to keep things running nice and smoothly.
hmm
Um, it's always a bit of a journey, but
Yeah.
good times.
All right, then I guess I'll let you jump in right into talking about Quest 2. What happened last week, Tyler?
Let's see. So we had our Friday quest. That one was fun.
hmm
Um, Lots of interesting things happened there. Broke FutureNet, and then we went on Monday. Went again and broke the FutureNet again.
Yep.
Um, Took a little bit. We had to push a little harder, but we still got it to hit a ceiling. So
Yep.
here we are again. Let's see what happens. You
Absolutely.
never know with Stellar Quest. Um, yeah, I'm particularly excited about this one. It's gonna this Quest 3 is kind of calling back a little bit to some of our series 4 days, if anyone was around for those.
hmm
But I'm not going to give away too much. What we are going to do though is take a little bit of a pivot back to
hmm
Quest 2 and talk through that just a bit. I'm probably not going to steal all of the thunder. I hear that Raph might be able to jump on in a little bit, and
Potentially.
the one and only famous Raph, who
Yep.
always provides us with incredible walkthroughs after the quest has gone live for a big 24 hours or so. Um, but I'm going to walk through it a little bit, just to point out some of the things that I noticed that might be helpful to folks who either got tripped up or um, struggled with the arguments flag, or maybe they didn't even call the one of the two functions, the get function. This one was particularly fun. So I'm going to open up, I'll share my screen in just a minute.
hmm
Pop this open first. Um, and then we will present. All right, so we've got our Sorbonne quest. I'm actually using the non-pioneer one, the root one. So we'll just open this up in our Git pod as per usual. And this would be a good opportunity. So, like as I'm walking through some of this, if people had questions or issues, or even just clarifications, not everybody has like a "I got stuck" or "this didn't make sense" question, but a lot of times people have like this was puzzling to me, or I don't understand why it is this way. Those are good questions too, particularly as we're in a really early stage with FutureNet and Sorbonne, and it's all very alpha, right? So we're still many moons away from an actual mainnet Sorbonne launch. And a big part of this particular Stellar Quest and even Sorbonnathon is to expose weirdness in the CLI, in the user experience of actually using Sorbonne. So I think there's this tendency that developers can have, um, particularly when playing around with like new software, to think that, well, there's like two sides of it. One of it is definitely like everyone's stupid and I'm trying this right and it's just not working, so the software is broken, when you probably need to just read some more documentation. But the way more common side of things is, this isn't working for me and it must be because I'm doing something wrong. Um, and that's definitely not always the case. So remembering um, those items that are just like puzzling to you, or that don't make sense, or you think could be improved a little bit, write those things down and put them into our Discord chat, or um, maybe you can bundle them up into a nice Sorbonne-a-thon entry. Those kinds of things would be really helpful for us as we build out Sorbonne. This isn't complete. This isn't finished software, and if it doesn't do what you want, too bad. So sad. This is very much if something's weird, talk about it. If something's broken, help us fix it. Um, and we've run into quite a few of those things. So shout out to the folks that have reported issues or just weirdness. That's all very, very helpful for ensuring that we actually build a Sorbonne that's the very best it can possibly be. Fantastic. Another fun thing we're going to try today that I need to make sure I remember to call out is we're actually going to open up in our Stellar Quest Discord. We're going to open up the Lumen Sphere. I have heard that Anukia has figured out the magic of the internet for how to get audio channels in Discord to actually play inside of our Twitch stream.
Yep.
So I'm gonna join that Lumen Sphere and make sure that I'm muted.
Let me see. Hopefully this works. I did test it, but I tested it without going live, so we will see just about now. So we're live testing here, y'all.
Yes, because I think this is important. It was something that I really liked about when we did these streams way back in the day before we got super professional. Anukia to help us out was trying to figure out how to connect these audio channels so that people in the Lumen Sphere could ask questions live and talk. So I'd like to make that possible again, if we can. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up that Lumen Sphere, and for anybody inside of our Discord who wants to actually jump on stage, absolutely feel free to do that. And I'm just going to set a Stellar Quest 5.
And then I'm going to mute you here on stream, Tyler.
Should I be muted in stream or should I be muted in the stage, do you think?
Muted in the stream because I want to make sure the stage audio comes through.
Perfect. Can you hear me? Check. That's better. No, can still hear myself.
That's because I have you not muted. Okay, cool. Let me do this. Tyler, bring me on stage.
Got it.
Okay, now y'all can hear us because we're only on StreamYard, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, now I hear two of everyone. All right, hold on. Darn it, y'all. I did not figure out how to bring Lumisphere on. I thought I had it. I was like, StreamYard's got me. I know all I have to do is share my screen, but turns out that is not true. But on the bright side, I do have Raph here. Hello, Raph. How are you? Say something so we know audio works for you.
Testing.
There we go.
There you go.
Hello. Yes, I am Open Broadcast Your Studio, Anuhia. I know, but the problem is we're using StreamYard. We don't use OBS, so that is the issue here.
No worries, friends. We'll get it next time.
That said, if you are a Luminaut and you do want to speak and you don't want to show your face on camera, you're more than welcome to let me know in the chat in general, and I will DM you a link, and you could still come on stream, and we can all talk. It doesn't have to be through the Lumen Sphere.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be video. You can just jump on, and it's very easy to mute and unmute. It's a very similar experience, so feel free if you care.
I really wish I brushed out my bugs before, but you know what?
You and me
It's
both. I've got a couple of back end bugs I'm going to need to work on here in a minute. So it's going to be nice to have Raph on.
I'm pretty sure I
absolutely.
saw Kai like playing video games right before the stream. So
Heck, yeah, well, I think the contractors they're doing fantastic. It's me that I'm worried about.
I'm sure
Yep.
everything's gonna go okay. Worst case, we break it, right?
Yeah,
There you
that's right.
go.
Exactly. Worst case, everybody just pays themselves their own prize money, and I have to do a nice revert afterwards.
But we're gonna keep the Lumensphere open during the quest.
We
I think I'll actually. This is actually an interesting question. We're gonna keep it closed, obviously, for the live stream. But
No.
maybe when the quest goes live, we can keep Lumensphere open for people to scream if they want. It's definitely not open for anybody to chat, but any Luminaut should be able to jump on and chat if they wanted to. That could be a fun experiment.
I need to like hyper focus during the quest. So I'll be checking in afterwards. I had such a hard time. I feel like when I like get all stressed out, like you turn on the quest. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have to go turn on some docs. Um, Especially like this one too, like reverse engineer. I like tried to go look up some of the doc stuff, and I have no idea. So I'm really stressed out about this one. It's about like it's going to be around 7 p.m. here, but I expect it's going to be a late night. So no,
We shall see. We shall see. The days of easy quests are winding down. I'll
Oh,
tell you that
Yep,
God.
much.
exactly.
Well,
It's plus
I
three
like
now.
I know that the moment you guys are going to be like making me edit like a Rust contract, I'm going to be slowing down.
I mean, you technically had to edit one last time. Well, you didn't have to, but it was pain and suffering if you didn't.
Yeah.
And all you had to do was uncomment, So
Yeah,
you
and
can only.
that's the worst part is it's like the basics of using kind of like a code editing software, and if you don't have that, it's like it's a big step up. So like yes, the quests are getting a little bit more complicated, but there's also interacting with that kind of workspace and how we're interacting that's changing. So yeah, it's cool seeing the evolution of it.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to play around with. I'm really glad that we have Gitpod. I don't know how in the world we would pull this off without having an actual code editor in the browser where I can give everybody the same environment. And so much of the difficulty of setting up environment variables and versions of things is just difficult to ensure everybody does it the same way. This has been really nice, even for the difficulty of having to actually interact with Rust contracts, etc.
I didn't realize that like once you spin up a Git pod, you actually like just put the link of the repo and it just does everything for you. Like I copy pasted like a WASM decompiler last night just to see if it would work in Git pod. There were some errors, don't get me wrong, but I just copy pasted the link for the GitHub repo and then boom, like hit the ground running. Like super cool.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
Quick question.
Go
I
ahead.
think I can get Lumisphere running. I do want to run another test here. Can we try this again, either Raph or Tyler?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
This is Stellar Quest. This isn't the Oval
Yeah.
Office. We can experiment live.
Let's do it. There you go. I'm going to mute myself here. All right, y'all on the stream, let us know if we're screwing this up and giving you audio feedbacks and whatnot.
Do you have to set yourself as a speaker so that everyone can hear it through your audio?
Yes, I need to be a speaker, so I'm going to raise. Or actually, let's just try Tyler instead of me. Tyler, say something.
Hello. Can you hear me on stream? Testing,
It's working.
testing, 1, 2, 3.
That looks good to me. Can you hear me?
I can definitely still hear myself in my own headset. Not sure where that's coming from. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Do I need to mute myself in the StreamYard? Because I can hear an echo from myself.
You're muted on StreamYard.
Then why can I still hear myself?
We can't hear you, Tyler, because you muted yourself
Oh,
in
muted
all
myself.
places.
But I can still hear I can hear an echo. Let me get you up on. You should be able to speak from there. I don't think anybody else can hear an echo, but I can hear myself. That's the thing that I don't understand. Myself talking. Are Luminauts able to actually put themselves on stage, or do they still have to ask? Oops.
Hey, test one.
Well,
I have echo
no.
for myself. Oh God. Wonder. One sec. No, it's still. I still got echo for myself here.
This is my
I
favorite
hear myself
version,
like a
Raph.
second
You get to hear
later.
Raph double. Hey.
Yeah, I think it's like I don't know if it's like the NVIDIA sound encoding that like changes the input device. I don't know. Anyways, uh,
This is Quest 3 point. I can
yeah, on
hear.
Discord.
Well, actually, I don't know.
But no more audio on Twitch.
I don't think so. I think
Now we're back on StreamYard. There we go. Hello, everyone.
Thanks everyone for joining. Well, we're live on Twitch if you want to join us there. Sorry, everybody in the Lumen Sphere.
Oops. Hey man, live testing, okay? How
That's
about Tyler? You debug live today for stream.
Yeah, exactly. That's not
Right.
happening. Leak all my back end secrets.
This is what Stellar Quest is all about.
Indeed.
Okay.
If you can bring my screen up, though,
Yeah.
we can walk through a little bit of the old
Quest 2.
Old Quest 2
Store. A whole lot of error reading on my end.
So I'm gonna point out a nice obvious pointer for folks who may be prone to rushing is to make sure you run. So like everybody's familiar with make build, right? Super duper, yay! We got make build to work, but there's another one, make test, which will run through all of your contracts and run tests on them. And this would have been really helpful before you just went straight to deploying to realize that one of our tests didn't pass.
Is there a difference between make test and cargo test?
Yes. Well, actually, I don't know if there's a difference between cargo tests. There's definitely a difference between make build and cargo build.
No.
And that has to do with the actual environment that it's trying to test for. So particularly in build, when you're building out a release version of something, you want to make sure that you're actually building out for the correct target and you're building out a release version of something. When you're doing a test, it kind of doesn't really matter what architecture you're testing on necessarily, or that you're compressing it down into a release tag. So I don't actually think there would be a difference between cargo and make, but I know when you're doing like target and stuff, if you did a cargo build, it wouldn't necessarily pull in this target. And so
Elliot says that make test only runs cargo test.
And then I had another question. I saw that there was a like Robert on Discord was talking about using like a cargo clean. What's the like? Why would somebody use cargo clean or make clean?
Yeah, so sometimes you can there's a lot of dependencies that get installed when you're running Rust code, and sometimes versions can mismatch. I know sometimes when you're messing around with the cargo toml file, depending on the architecture that you actually like change things on. The cargo lock can actually update and pull in versions of things that might be weird or different. And so there will definitely be occasions when you'll get your contract into a state where there's something buggy with the actual released version of your contract. And so doing a clean basically just deletes this target file. And then allows you to rebuild. The issue is that if you do a make clean, you're going to have to install all of those dependencies again. And time is money in Stellar Quest, so you don't want to start there necessarily.
And it would erase all of your contracts that you've built in previous quests if you're using the same environment.
Yeah, but make build would rebuild them all. So
okay, yeah.
You really only want to run that make clean if you're pretty sure that it might be the way to fix whatever error you're running into. And typically, if make build and make test are still compiling, make clean isn't going to necessarily fix anything. The issues would also get caught on make build, or at least they have for me. Good questions. But one of the this running this make test would have really helped because inside of our quest lib file there was a function you should all be aware now that was commented out, which was this get self, which was the easy mode for this last quest. We still had get, and you could absolutely complete the quest as Raf might show later, as he showed in his video, how you can complete the quest with just this get method. So if you deployed this contract, or build the contract, then deploy the contract, then invoke the contract with get, you could have passed the quest that way. And a lot of people tried to do that. It's just this was kind of a pro level where we were advancing you past the normal stage that we're at for a quest 2 by having to call this account type, which is hard, difficult, quirky to pass inside of the Soraban CLI to actually get an argument that is of this account ID type. Whereas this one, you don't actually, this function here, if we comment this one out, or I'm sorry, comment it back in, there are no arguments. So all you have to do is just run that get self function, because the account ID is filled in for you as the invoker, the address that's actually making the call.
I had a hard time understanding it, and then I've dealt with Chrome and local storage before, and then once I started thinking of it as a key value pair, things started making a lot more sense. It's just weird. And the biggest, and I don't know if I'm skipping a couple of steps here, but the get self uses your account ID as your key to pull the value, but the get, you need to specify your ID. But when you specify the ID, it needs to follow an object. It's a JSON object, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was kind of the really difficult part. And if you right there, you have env.data, and I'm pretty sure that pulls the object and gets the .get there pulls the account ID for the key value. So you're feeding it the object, and then it's extracting that account ID from that object.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah, it's definitely pretty weird. Anything that's like all of the values that you pass will kind of boil back down to some sort of XDR value, that encoded version or that encoded string that all of Stellar's data is encoded into. But there are some kind of default helpers, like this symbol example, some of the number ones, some of the more basic, simple arguments you can just pass as raw strings essentially, and it will not force you to use the JSON weirdness that kind of is, we're letting you use JSON so you don't have to encode everything into an XDR format before you submit it. But essentially, when you are submitting it to the network, it is going as XDR. It's just to get there, how close do you have to get to that raw XDR when you're submitting via the Soraban CLI?
When you say raw XDR, do you mean the raw public key? I'm still learning a lot about XDR.
So it's a little, I can't explain it super well because I'm still learning it myself. But there's the actual SE value. So there's this object that you're basically taking the encoded version, or I guess not the encoded version, but the whatever type that you have. So there's this object that has a type, whether it's an account or a Boolean or the symbol, whatever it might be. and then you're associating values with that. Here's the value for the type. And all of that eventually boils back to some sort of XDR expected value. But because there's quite a few of these types and quite a few of these different versions of values, these JSON files or these JSON blobs can get really, really long. And we'll definitely learn more about those and become more familiar with those over time. But that's always what you're submitting is some sort of SC value, SC object. So smart contract value, smart contract object. But from the Soraban CLI point of view, there are some like nice helpers. So in symbols, you can just pass strings, and maybe someday you'll be able to pass just a Stellar account instead of having to turn it into its raw hex value and then pass that in a giant object sort of a thing. But you can't provide CLI helpers for all of those things because you can actually create like custom types. So,
and I guess that's where like SDKs could really help to make it kind of a streamlined process to not have these encoded values or decoded values.
I'm sorry, what was the first part of that?
Like, yeah, that's where SDKs would kind of like jump in. So
yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I am nodding, but I'm only understanding about half of what you just said. So
I only understand about half of what I say as well. Because I mean, it's non-trivial right now passing complex arguments to Soraban contracts.
No, I'll be honest, and I know I said it in the Discord, and I'm an educator, so I build lessons every day, and I see, okay, well, how do I teach like a certain like concept to students in a simple manner? And the quests are very well kind of done so that it goes from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. We've only seen 2 quests, but I feel like I'm understanding so much more as we go through, and I'm feeling much more comfortable every time we do a quest. And it's just the way that they're built, the way that they're commented, the way that they're kind of organized is like just like from an educational point of view, like it makes sense. And I really appreciate it. I'm kind of curious to see how that continues. I hope I don't get really lost.
Yeah, it's definitely mad props to Elliot, who writes our readmes. He does a great job explaining things and taking what the contractors write. Because there's always disconnects between, like, depending on how close you are to something and how much you already know, you kind of forget what it's like to be a beginner. And to have Elliot able to bridge the gap between folks that really have no idea and people that have been writing Rust for a long time and really love it is fantastic.
Tyler, do you think that like if someone was to start with like, let's say reverse engineering, like, and that's their first introduction to Soraban, would you say like, no, you should go back and do all the first 2 quests and come back to it? Or
it depends on if this is like, if they've never played with Gitpod before, I would highly suggest doing the Pioneer quest at least. And there definitely will come a time where you can't just jump in. You'll want some context, and it's always going to be one of those things where the more prepared you are, the better you're going to do. But at some level, you can muscle through. But
but if you're a beginner, like there's so much value in doing step by step. Like first one was build, deploy, and then invoke, and then the second one was store and retrieve. But then you had the first steps that you were that you learned in quest 1. So we're like adding every time. Yes, you could muscle through on a separate quest, but like there's really good value if you're a beginner doing quest 1 and quest 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that I would always say like, yes, like if someone was to say like, hey, can I jump in? I'd be like, no, you shouldn't. Do like the first 3 quests, get some context, and don't miss out on the story as well. And then you can really get into it. You're building your skill set for Soraban. But this is my first time getting exposure to Stellar Quest, so I was curious if that mattered. Yeah,
I would definitely say get as much experience as you can, but at some level, jump in wherever you want. And if you know Rust, if you have a lot of experience already with these things, you can kind of pick your own level that you're able to jump into. And if you're lost, maybe you should go backwards and work from the ground up.
There's some really cool functions within the CLI too, right? The CLI is pretty specific towards like Soraban, or right? Like it's, and like not having to use like command line options of your secret key, like things that we're doing in the Stellar Quest specifically. Like if you kind of watch Elliot's walkthrough video on the Pioneer Quest, you're way better off knowing the shortcuts, so you're not having to spend all that time with the CLI.
Yep, for sure. Well, cool. I think I need to get ready for this next quest. So hate to eat and run, bounce and run, chat and run. But I think I'm gonna drop. So if you want to walk through anything else on Auth Store, or just want to chat about Sorbonne in general, or other things you're working on, we've got that art thing that people are doing. I've seen some fantastic fan art coming out. Might want to.
I mean, you even got Eric
Talk
submitting
about that.
to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So.
I got my kids involved. Come on, people. No excuses.
We show that off. Let's do it.
Yeah, I got it. One sec.
Fantastic.
All right, Tyler.
I think
I'm
I am
gonna
going to
boot
bounce.
you out. Bye.
Good luck, everybody. We'll see you on the other side.
No.
Absolutely. Bye,
See you,
Tyler. All right. Raph, it's just you and me.
Yeah.
Tyler
Hey.
literally messaged me like 2 minutes before the stream started. It was like, so new here. I have bugs to fix. I'm like, yo, Tyler, are you literally dropping this on me right now? You want to go stream like solo, which I totally can. But I'm like, dude, come on, not 2 minutes before the stream. But all good. I'm glad he was able to join us.
Things you got to
here.
do. So
I know, right? Let me share my screen here. So first of all, thank you, Raph, for hopping on. So like, yeah, for everyone on the stream here. So Tyler was like, Anukia, you might have to fly solo. I got to do bug fixing. And then I hop in and I'm like, oh, turn my room green. Okay. I will after I finish my story here. So anyways, I message Raph and I'm like, yo, Raph, you around to hop on stream? He's like, I'm always around Anukia. I'm like, you're the best. And then I hop into the secret Fight Club space of Stellar Quest, and I was like, yeah, like, can someone hop on stream? They all go like silence. I'm like, come on.
It's probably all like 4 a.m. where they are, so they don't want to wake up the family. That's probably what it is.
Exactly, which makes total sense. And as for everyone asking me, go, hey Google, turn my lights to green. We'll do.
I think you might be triggering my lights here.
I'm
just kidding.
So there you go. Yep. Except for the ones I need help from. I love how hopefully they are all asleep except for the ones that I need help from, because I mean y'all want to compete here.
If the kids are away while you're checking keyboards, I think it's a good thing.
Yep, exactly. I love how you just changed my lights. Yes, I did. I programmed my lights previously, and then to do like light shows, like I don't know if this one. There's one that like sings to a Star Wars theme. My brother took that from me, and he stole that. But it basically was a Raspberry Pi connected to an Alexa that I was like, "Hey Alexa, play Star Wars," and it would like do a whole light show. It was great. But I
really hope
right
that there's people in the stream right now listening to this and all their lights are being triggered.
Or like, yeah, just be like, hey Google, turn on my lights. Can trigger so many people. Yep. Anytime someone on like a call.
I don't understand.
Great.
There you go.
There you go. But yeah, showing off the Sorbonne-a-thon submissions. First of all, Raph submitted a Sorbonne-a-thon submission, which basically was videos that he was already creating. And I was like, Raph, submit this to Sorbonne-a-thon. So besides me telling Raph, y'all, I'm telling everyone on this stream. So Silence, I know you're working on a project. Right, I know you're working on something. Raheem, you still haven't submitted my Sorbonne-a-thon submission. So wherever you are, submit those Sorbonne-a-thon submissions.
Don't make Anuya fight you to give you some money. Come on.
Exactly. Yeah, don't make me fight you to give you money.
I will make you take the money.
Exactly. By the way, for everyone on stream, I am bringing Raheem onto stream tomorrow, not only to make him submit his Sorbonne-a-thon submission, but also to talk about his previous submission, DAO contracts. So we're going to talk about DAOs on Sorbonne. I created an event on Discord, so be sure to just keep yourself notified of that. That will be tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. EST. So stay tuned for that.
And I want to highlight, we had a chat yesterday, and my biggest takeaway is, even if you're not interested in the XLM, the biggest thing is we want to create a culture of learn, build, share.
Exactly.
Right. Like that was my biggest takeaway from our talk. And like Sorbonne-a-thon, even if you're like, it's not perfect, it's like broken into pieces, like somebody's going to take that and run with it. Like the more we're submitting, the more someone can actually use and learn from. So we
Right.
should be sharing as much as possible into the Sorbonathon submissions, just so that we can kind of all benefit from it. So even if you're like playing around with something, like please, like it just makes a lot of sense. And as you're doing the quests, like you do the quests, and then you
Right.
learn so much about the command line and Sorbonne, and then you go read these, and it's just so much more interesting. So
Yeah.
like please just share what you're doing, because people want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I like exactly what Raph said. Like, I remember I was like, Raph, I really want to create a culture of like learn, build, and share, and that's something I learned from a previous like tech company, that a tech community that I was really part of, very deeply involved in, and I think it's so important, especially when new technology is being built. Like, I promise you, like our developers on Sorbonne are literally looking at these Sorbonathon submissions. Like, I know, like just calling out like specifically like Raph's submission, like we have seen like the way that not only does it help the community, but it also like helps us internally to see like, oh, like this is a great way to explain this way to do this Sorbonne quest, and we should really take this. And like Elliot might be taking a look at his readmes and improving on it. Not that I don't know if he does, but he could in certain ways. And I mean, you could take Raph's videos and create a written tutorial on Sorbonne quests and things like that. So use the content that's already created. And I know like with Raheem's DAO contract, that was one that really we found very useful internally with our Sorbonne devs. Like, look through that contract, they were like, "Wow, this is really
cool.
good. Like, this was a very helpful submission."
Yeah.
So even if you don't think like of any submissions, like you can message me personally, just be like, "Hey, Anuga, I'm thinking of submitting this. Is this like valid? Like, should I spend time on it?" I'm on Discord, y'all. You'll like message me. I'm readily available. Like Raph knows it. I like pressure y'all to submit Sorbonne
But that's the thing, is I don't think people need to ask. I think there's like,
right.
I don't know, it's like being prideful or showing like what you've like there's an attachment to what you build.
Exactly.
And like it's part of it's a discussion, right? Like it's like if you were in Discord and you're having a discussion on something you're doing, it's different. While in GitHub, we're feeling like it's a finished product, an end user friendly thing, and that's just not where Sorbonne is at right now.
Right.
So
Exactly. And that's the other thing. Like Sorbonne, y'all, Sorbonne isn't at like it's not polished. Like I hope y'all realize that. Like Sorbonne is super entry level. It's on FutureNet. We're not even on testnet yet.
No.
And we will be soon. But right now we want you all to just tinker with it. Like literally just invoke your first smart contract, and that's all you need to do. And you're already doing that by being taking part in Sorbonne Quest, but go this step further and like document your findings. Like you're running into so many errors. Like one thing I realized is like Sorbonne errors are kind of difficult to understand for someone who's not super Rust oriented.
Yeah.
And that's something that I wanted to bring up to the Sorbonne dev team, but I wanted to make sure I had like, yeah. Right,
if
like
someone could do a breakdown on how to write tests for their contracts, that would be super cool.
That would be great. And honestly, like
that would be cool.
Like we use TDEPs, like I use TDEPs. Which one was it? He submitted like one last week or this week, but there was a submission that I used. I don't remember which one it was, but there was one where he really went into detail on. I don't know. There was a submission that I looked at last week to help with my quest because I was like, oh, this is really helpful. And what he had submitted, what Tomosa had submitted, helped me solve my quest. So, I mean, the content is there, y'all. So it's not that hard. Like, I hope you realize that, like one thing Raph mentioned was like, there were so many very well polished submissions initially, which might have made people be like, oh, maybe I need to polish my submission. Well, I'm telling you right now, you don't need to make a polished submission. You simply just have to give me your 2 cents on Sorbonne.
Could be multiple submissions, right? Like
exactly. Yep, exactly. Could be multiple submissions. And also don't feel like you have to submit it as you're working on it. And that's something that we've seen also work. So
I hope that when we show this right now, that people will understand too, like we need content creators. We need people to advocate for Sorbonne. Like I remember I was chatting with a friend of mine today and he was saying like, I don't know what I could bring to this. And I said, well, like the fact that we could be making like, you know, videos about these examples, like it would be super cool to do. And like I mean, everyone's got something to bring, like even if it's the art pieces that we're building into Sorbonne, Sorbonathon for the quests drawing competition. Like again, I mean, not to
take a look at Eric's beautiful artwork here. I mean, come on, seriously. The Temple by Eric.
It's so good.
And then I loved Riley's submission, which is so cute. Where I love Stellar Quest and Sorbonne, mostly eating markers right about now. I mean, it's just so wholesome and so cute.
It's so
But
good.
I just want to share that, like, I'm not looking for something super polished. I'm looking for something that you enjoy doing that is Sorbonne oriented.
Yeah.
And with the NFT art, we have opened up a whole new way for you to submit to Sorbonne-a-thon as
Yeah.
well. So feel free to submit that.
It's life-changing money, to be honest. For some people, like this is like you 300 XLM per quest narrative, and then an extra 3,000, I think, if you do all 7.
Yep, that's correct. It's
that's
about 5,000.
bonkers.
It's like 500 USD, I believe, if converted. But
5,000 XLM or 5,000 and something. It's like it is a lot. It's more than you're ever going to make on some of these quests if you're taking it slow like me.
Even half-baked code, I will say, yes, even half-baked code. And the reason
unless your code is doing the baking, that would be cool.
That would be really cool. I mean, come on, a Sorbonne baking contract of some sort?
Yeah.
Raph, I think there's just an idea I threw out there. But the point being is, y'all, even half-baked code is perfectly fine. My thing is just make sure you write an explanation to your half-baked code.
Or a video. Do a video. Explain it. People want to see it. Yeah. And I can share the videos on social media. People want to know what other people are doing through Sorbonne. Yeah. Again, we need to build a culture of learn, build, and share. Like it's.
Yep, exactly. And I love that was your takeaway from our call yesterday, Raph. So, yep. Wait, what was it? I will code a half-baked contract. I'll call it Omega, yes. But then I want like a good explanation. That's the thing. Also, we are reviewing submissions, and we do go through a submission review process. But that said, don't.
Can we have a Sorbonne song? Can someone write a song about Sorbonne? Can we get like a musically produced
There might be a Hackasorbonne-a-thon or a Sorbonne hackathon in the future. And I've been thinking of have you ever heard of 1-800-LUNA? Do you know what I'm talking about? So I want to do a Sorbonne-a-thon.
Or doing have you ever seen when transactions get processed and it makes music? We could do base one in the quests or whatever when people are deploying to the future net and it plays music for us based on the contracts. That'd be cool. Again,
y'all should build a website to do that. Use Lee's Fiddle site. He built I don't know if anyone in the dev Discord.
I have it here. I'll post it for you here.
Perfect. Also, by the way, y'all, join the dev Discord. It's right there. If you have not, there are more ways for you to earn, tinker with XLM. Well, earn XLM and tinker with Sorbonne, and all things can be found in that dev Discord. So scan that QR code up top and join that Discord. And yeah, do so, because honestly, I might start doing giveaways in that Discord. So be sure to check it out.
Do you want to share Lee's tool? I think it'd be kind of cool to highlight before the quest as well. I think it's
absolutely. Hold on. Let me. Oh wait, I totally just shared. Hold on. Why can't I find? Problem is, I can't link the. Did you drop your YouTube channel? As you should. Hold on. Let me see if
I can also share it if you want here.
Yeah, can you share it actually?
Yeah, let me just hide all my bookmarks here.
I can't. You can also just share a tab so it won't show your bookmarks and everything.
Yeah. 1 sec here.
Yeah, we gotta prep our stream screens because I promise you, I literally deleted 6 different Discord servers today servers and hid them all at the bottom because I was if I share my Discord to stream, everyone's gonna see all the servers I'm in, which is a lot. And not that there's anything I need to hide, but it's just
Oh, my computer is freezing here. Oh crap! Right before the stream.
Oh, I love
right
that.
Before the quest. 1 sec. There you go. Let's see if this works. Ooh, hopefully there's nothing private here. All right, let's do it.
There
do you see the screen? Are we good, or do you have to show it? There you go. So this is super cool. This is it kind of shows the contracts that have been deployed to the network as they go. So you can actually go and see the contracts. These are the .wasm files. You can actually download somebody else's wasm file. Yeah. And you actually can go invoke functions within their wasm file.
Which is really cool. I was whoa, I thought just being able to see everything in one singular place and being able to see the wasm files is cool. But then you can pass functions and pass arguments to it, which is really cool.
And you can even go see what they passed along to their contracts. So I messaged Tyler yesterday. I was like, this could be like another tool to solve Sorbonne quests. Like if you're reading, you're seeing what other people are doing, how they're invoking. It might be hints. Like again, use every tool that you have at your disposal.
Yep.
But this is a super cool tool to kind of go see what kind of contracts are being deployed and how functions are being used. So again, I highly recommend people go do that. Again, here's someone's hello. You have some put and get here.
Yep.
It's
really cool. So just imagine we have a jingle every time like someone sends like a new contract, and then every time it comes on, there's like an animation of some sort with a new contract. That would be so cool. Also, y'all, one thing that I do want to highlight is we are planning to do a hackathon sometime in January next year, which will be focused around tools on Sorbonne. So start thinking of some ideas that you want to build for that. It will be a really fun hackathon, questival, festival type event. And it will be online. So anyone from anywhere around the world can submit to it. So stay tuned for more details on that. But yeah. Did y'all have Anuhia Sims get banned? I find that very funny. I don't know. I just have amazing moderators now, that's for sure. I will say that much.
But if you, it's crazy because like if you can figure out, sorry, back to that lead tool. If you can figure out who's deploying and stuff, or again, you could probably use this website and whatever's pulling from it to do some artwork and stuff. Like there's just so much we can do.
There's so much visibility and transparency into it, which is really exciting because you're now able to, like that sharing part, y'all. Like we built a tool that's already sharing everything that's everyone's doing. So why not share that? I mean, take those sharings and learn from it and then build your own tools and then share that. And you see how this is a cycle, y'all? So learn, build, and share. That is my new motto. I'm just going to keep stating that.
Use it.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to use it. But seriously, I can't wait to see more Sorbonne-a-thon submissions. And overall, like there's so many things coming up. Like we're so excited with Sorbonne being live because like every time I get on the stream, I feel like I sound like a broken record, but I promise you, just submit to Sorbonne-a-thon because this is one of like the $100 million adoption fund that we launched.
100 million.
100 million. Yes.
This one is actually, you have $1 million to give away during Sorbonne First Light.
Yes, I have $1 million.
Do you have like an amount that you've given up to date? Like, is that like,
I do. If you be
public?
Technically, it is public. If someone wanted to know, you just have to calculate the number of rewarded prizes there are.
But I don't think it's a fraction. Like, there's so much to be given, and it ends December 15th.
Yeah, probably is like 0.05%, but
wow,
maybe not 0.0, maybe like 1%. I will.
So you're saying people should not be doing Quest Live and working on their Sorbonne submission instead? Is that what you're saying?
If Tyler isn't watching this stream, then yes, no, yes. So absolutely, I will agree with that statement. But yes, do your quest first. Get more XLM by submitting to Sorbonne-a-thon. So that is what I have to say to you all. Also join the Dev Discord because that's where you can find more information about other programs that are going on in the Sorbonne ecosystem. Tyler, you are watching the stream?
Oh, crap. Take back. We didn't say anything.
I didn't say it. But yes, submit to Sorbonne-a-thon. Don't submit your quest. Yeah.
Just because Raph will be working on Quest Live, so don't do that. You should be working on Sorbonne-a-thon.
Yeah. So go work on this so Raph can get all his money and earn his first place. There you go.
Oh man, I worked so hard last quest, and by the time I got it, I think it was like 50 XLM, and I just sat there and I was like,
It's okay. I was worse, so it's fine, Raph. It's okay.
Okay, I did a video about me not getting any XLM, really, and then I submitted to Sorbonne-a-thon,
and then you got 3,000 XLM out of it. So there you go.
It's like I got somewhere. Just I had to do a little bit more work to share with the community.
So you can all make more videos on Sorbonne Quest, y'all. So you're already doing the work. Might as well document it and submit it to Sorbonne.
I wish that the people that work, because if you go to the Stellar Quest Discord, there is so many people on that Discord that go through people's help questions and they help people out with their questing. And I wish there was a way that we could almost reward those people for helping each other out, because ultimately you're helping someone do Sorbonne.
Sorbonne.
Right? Like ultimately that
So
communal
how about
sense
this?
is Sorbonne-a-thon. It is what we should be promoting.
Right. And 100% I'm with you on that, Rap. And I mean, who said you can't submit your question response FAQs to Sorbonne-a-thon? Because we do have
They're too
issues.
humble. They're never going to do that.
I mean, I'm telling you, don't do it for the XLM. Do it for Anukia getting her Sorbonne-a-thon submissions.
But maybe like again, I'm just throwing crap out there. But like,
Yeah,
how
but
cool would it be that
it
if
would
we can
be.
like give out rewards based on like how many people you've helped, or like if you're like promoting the values that sort of Bonathon is trying to experience. Again, there might be something there to kind of look at, but there's people in the Stellar Quest Discord that if you're
That
having trouble doing this quest, that's the place to go.
Yep, exactly. The Quest Discord has it all. And I mean, if you wanted to earn XLM off of that by helping someone else, feel free to take that conversation, turn into a quick document, and make a quick repo out of it and submit it to Sorbonne-a-thon.
Common issues with Stellar Quest 3.
There you go.
Wow.
Can we nominate others for awards for being helpful?
That's such a good idea.
That is such a great idea, Michelle. I agree. You know what?
Wow.
How about we do something like that? If you feel like we should have a shout out channel. Tyler, you're watching the stream.
Shout
How about
out.
we have like a shout out Cheers for Peers style channel for Stellar Quest? I think that would be so cool.
Or if we submit it, if we have like a way of submitting these nominations, and then we not necessarily that like everything gets posted to Sorbonne-a-thon.
There is a wall of love. Is that a channel?
Oh, that's cool.
Is that already a channel? I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, now
First
I'm going
person,
through.
Emir Rugi says, shout out to Kanaya. Honestly, that guy spends so much time in that Discord helping people. It is unbelievable.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
Shout out.
Huge shout out. Can't wait to see the shout out channel get abused. I don't think there should be. So there isn't. And there should be. And we're going to have a hashtag wall of love. And Tyler's going to be creating that channel right after the quest goes live.
Or even if in the Discord, if we could have like a command for like nominate or something, and then you guys can just like get posted into that wall of love automatically. That would be cool.
That would be so cool. Elliot, if you're watching the stream, you should get that.
They have enough work. I feel bad. I'm just creating work for other people.
No, this is awesome. I appreciate this feedback here, Raph, like genuinely, because I think that it's really important to appreciate the work that our mods are doing because, gosh, they do so much moderation. It's insane. Like it blows my mind. I've been in a lot of Discords. I've been a moderator in Discord communities before, but Stellar Quest Discord community moderators, top tier. Y'all like need like these crowns placed on you. So yes, big hearts to you all. So thank you for being what you are doing because you're literally helping others learn Sorbonne, become developers, and you're inspiring them to continue to build awesome tools on Sorbonne and use Sorbonne.
The future Luminauts of Stellar Quests are the ones that are going out there and helping everyone else. So if you like feel like you've got it figured out, or you're not figuring it out, and you're looking at what other people's issues have, and you want to have discussions about it, like that's the behavior that we want to see. Like go and help other people through their quests. Like
exactly, couldn't have said it better. And honestly, who knows? I might just start rewarding people for getting nominated and being in the wall of love. I mean, I'm telling you, I have power. Tyler recently told me, I say this like I have power.
You're the X Factor is what I hear.
I'm the X Factor. You see the X in my name, y'all? That's what it is. No, it's funny because Tyler recently was like, Anita, you should just change your Twitter bio to be like, I have $1 million to give out. Submit to Sorbonne-a-thon. Should be my bio. And it just might as well be.
Spam, man. You wish you had spam, right? Like, we should be spamming Sorbonne-a-thon, right?
Coming to mods this year. Is that coming from John? Spintax said that. That's so cool.
You get some socks.
I mean, hey man, socks and shirts and a hat. Who knows?
I know there's lost left from Meridian. So
we do have. Actually, I don't know about that, but those Meridian socks were better than all the other socks I've had. I want a golden ticket. That
Let's do it, Silence. Can you write a contract so that people get given out golden tickets based on their contributions? Is that a thing?
That could be.
We could have a DAO about this.
You just put the cherry on top. We need to bring Anka in here, who's working on a DAOs and Don'ts blog right now, and that's about to come out. SBF might be turning into a whole DAO. Like, who knows, man? there's a whole lot of things happening at SDF right now that are very much changing the way that I don't know. It's so exciting. Like so much is happening right now within the Stellar community, Stellar SDF in general. I'm just so excited for 2023 for next year. Yeah, it's not that far away. So yeah, golden tickets. Wall of love. We have Christmas packages, more Luminance, more earning Excel. I mean, what more do we want, y'all? Give me some suggestions because, as a developer advocate, I feel like I should be advocating for you all. And I hope I do a decent job of that. So please let me know what more does the community want as being developers? More SDKs, better SDKs. Let me know. What
more videos. Let's go.
That is one that I'm currently working on. So soon to be, we might have a whole Anuhia's Sorbonne, amateur Sorbonne Anuhia's blog post of some sort and YouTube videos where I just might turn these streams into a whole, what do you call it? Hold on. I have when you're streaming, but I might just start making more posts around Sorbonne. And
I want you to do some live coding. I hear you have a computer science degree. Like, let's see.
Do some live
I want to see you
coding.
stumble through some stuff. It would be cool.
That's what I'm saying. I might just do like live coding streams where I am learning how the heck do we figure out Sorbonne. And I used to do live code streams before in the past. So if anyone wants to go dig those up, you could probably find them somewhere. They're out there in the tube. But
we got 1 minute left, just FYI.
I know. We got just 1 minute, 2 minutes to go, 45 seconds, people. All right. And now
give it like a fancy countdown. Is that a thing? Like, do we
do
like
a fancy countdown?
Oh, you change the lights too, so we're good. Okay.
You know what? Next time I just might spend time on coding that up. But my fancy countdown is just about 17, 16, 15, 14. All right, countdown, folks, in the chat. We're at 10. And we're going. Let's go. 7, 6, 5, 4. All right, Raph. I think you want to go quest. I will see you on the other side, my friend. Thank you for joining.
I will be stumbling through quest 3, so see you later.
Absolutely. I'll see y'all later. Bye. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's Stellar Quest Live's launch. And go have a great time questing. Submit to Sorbonne-a-thon, and let's have a blast. Talk to y'all soon. See you all on Monday. Or actually see y'all tomorrow with Raheem, Friday at 12:30 p.m. EST. All right, I will see y'all soon. Bye, everyone.